The life of human beings is full of contradictions. What a contradiction, to seek in reality pictures of memories. Calling an image to mind is just regretting a certain moment. The reality I once knew no longer existed. Even from the realistic point of view, the places we long for at every moment occupy far more space in our real lives than the places where we actually are. Words give us a small, clear, and formed picture of objects. The language of words has never been so irreplaceably necessary. It has never reached the level of questioning, nor the obviousness of answering. Things can be reflected in sound, as they can in water or a mirror. Our remembrance does not show memories in chronological order, but as a kind of reflection in which the parts are all mixed up. The life of human beings is full of contradictions. Most of our possibilities lie dormant because we rely on habit that tells us what it is right to do. So the possibilities are superfluous. We usually live in such a way that our being is reduced to a minimum, the longing to possess a whole landscape of memories. However much is within our recall, there is far more in our oblivion. It is likely that what is missing the first time is not understanding, but memory. The forms of human life are so diverse, so contradictory. Thought, associations, memories, they go on. But perhaps other worlds exist, more real than the world of reality. What is more poetic than Xerxes, son of Darius, when he orders the sea to be whipped for swallowing up his ships? The world is true for all of us, and different for each of us. You see, I am only interested in general truths. I talk about them as I would about the law of gravity. What a person is thinking only appears when it emerges onto his face. Man only exists in what he owns. He possesses only what is real for him. And so many of our memories, moods, and thoughts disappear on travel so far from us that we lose sight of them. Then we can no longer collect them to make up the final reckoning of who we are. However, they have secret paths they use to come back to us. Although our memories belong to us, they are ours as a house is, with little hidden doors of which we are often unaware, so it takes a neighbor to open them. Then it happens that we enter our own house through an entrance we have never used before. Man is a creature who cannot move outside himself, who only knows others within himself. And if he says the opposite, he is lying. We exist alone. The life of human beings is full of contradictions. We do not get over pain any other way than by suffering it to the bitter end. The only healthy thing for the body is happiness, while pain releases the forces of the spirit. As long as our life shall last, it is only when we suffer that our thoughts, forever in turmoil and tossed about by changes in direction as in a storm, are raised to a level where we can see all of that huge space ruled by its own laws, which we would not otherwise see, standing by a poorly set window, because happiness offers us only a monotonous view, aimed too low. We can emerge from suffering, if by nothing else than by concluding that it exists. The mind refuses to believe that there is any situation in life that cannot be resolved. What we need to drag forth, bring out into the light of day, are our feelings, our passions, or rather, the passions and feelings of all people. We do not get over pain any other way than by suffering it to the bitter end. A man becomes a moral being as soon as he is unhappy. Pain is mostly our body's need to become aware of a new state that disturbs it, a need to adapt our feelings to this state. Disease is the doctor we listen to most of all. Goodness and knowledge, the doctor to whom we only make promises. And pain, the doctor to whom we succumb. When someone believes for a long time that he is ill, he really becomes ill. Life knows how to punish a person. Perhaps each night in our dreams we accept exposure to suffering that we consider to be worthless and unreal because we experience it in our dreams, or we believe dreams to be unconscious. Often it is only a lack of creative spirit that stops us delving deeper into suffering. Yet the most horrific reality offers us not only suffering, but the joy of wonderful discovery, because it simply presents a new clear form of something we have always wanted without knowing it. Among the personalities of which we are composed, the most visible are not the most important. It is better not to know anything, to think as little as possible, and not to give jealousy the slightest importance. Unfortunately, in the absence of an external life, accidents are caused by the life within us. The things we most often mention in fun are those that are, on the contrary, painful. But we do not wish it to be seen that they give us pain. Maybe hoping that the person we are talking to, seeing how we joke, will believe that none of this is true. Man remembers truth, because truth has a name and ancient roots, whereas a lie is invented on the spur of the moment and soon forgotten. A man does not always readily accept the tears he has caused to flow. We do not get over pain any other way than by suffering it to the bitter end.